One of the biggest challenges we face as web designers and UX experience designers and user experience and customer first designers is how do we guide the user once they land on your site? How do we guide the user through the site to experience your product, your service, your business in the most effective way? One of those tools that we use on a lot of pages, and especially the homepage, is what we call a call to action. So you'll hear it a lot, the CTA. What's the CTA of a particular site, or a particular page, I should say. So let me just quickly explain what CTAs are. I've already pre-prepared a few little sketches here, so let's have a look. So when we land on a website, so this is, say, a desktop version of the site. When we land on a site, there's a few things that appear in the page. Quite often you'll see big banners here, you know, the sliders that rotate every couple of seconds, the logo, there's a menu structure, there's content in the page. But usually there's a button. There's a button that's asking the user to do something, and that's the call to action. What do you want me to do in that first few seconds to guide the user to the most important component of the site? That might be a product, it might be an article, your latest blog, it might be a download of some content. It could be any number of things that you want the user to do. But the key point, the key takeaway about all this is that you don't ask multiple things on the site. So you don't want to confuse the user. You want to put one or two at the max elements in the site that are going to get the user to do something, or hopefully get the user to do something. You want them to stay on the site. What do you want them to do on the site? So in this case, we have our sliding banner, our slideshow, and a button here that stands out in the content that is like learn more, find out more, read more, download, discover, whatever those keywords are that you would like to lead the user into the section. So there's other key parts of the page that may actually contain the call to action. One is this top corner up here. So this might be actually a phone number. So instead of doubling up here, you just want people to call. In fact, I had a colleague recently tell me just by adding a phone number to the headline, the header of their site, increased their inquiry by 15%. So in some businesses, you just want people to call. I'd like the phone to be ringing more. So wouldn't you as a business owner? So it makes it really important to where those things are placed to make it convenient to the user. Nice user flow, remember. So this can be difficult to translate, as in these long scrolling pages now, very, you know, it's the latest design trend. You might be halfway down the page and they might be, want to find out more about this particular project, you know, download our fact sheet, or speak to a consultant, or call a consultant. So there might be like a line part in the page that is also a call to action as you scroll through, just to remind the user of what you actually want them to do. Each of those, there's no right or wrong here. It's about testing that experience and creating an experience that you're comfortable with. So where it can get tricky is how this translates to mobile. So over here, I've done a quick little snapshot of what this may possibly be on a mobile site. So you may not have room for a big slide, some text, and a big button here. You may not want to do that. You may just want a positioning statement here, so a little bit of text, and your call to action is still above the fold line. So fold line is that imaginary line of scroll. On your desktop, that might be about here. On a mobile, you know, that's the end of your screen. You can't see anymore, but you actually want people to scroll. So it's important that your call to action actually is above the fold, visible on the page. You don't want this image to be full down the page and you can't see anything on here. So you may need to ditch the phone number directly here, but have an icon for a phone that's a click to call. So there's a couple of different ways you can modify these pages to suit how they work between devices. Other businesses just really want that phone number in the page visible. If they can't click to call, then they can at least see that number. A lot of tradies on their mobiles all day, and constantly, they'll go to the website to find the phone number. You don't want them to click through necessarily to the Contact Us page. Let's just display that number in the header to make it easy to everyone. So a really good call to action is just ones that are clear. You're not confusing the user with multiple options. You're just asking them to find value further in your site and lead them down a path. In Google Analytics, you can look up behavioral flow in one of the options, and it shows you how the users move through your site. So they hit your home page and then move to those sub pages. They may do it through your navigation, but they also may do it from your calls to action, and how effective your calls to action are, you can really judge that from that analytics. So connect in your calls to action with goals in your analytics and see if they're working for you.